Buenas tardes, good afternoon, buonasera. This is the oracle of the full moon in Aquarius, and this happened yesterday at 8 a.m. in the morning. But the effects, of course, they last usually a day or so afterwards. Okay, so hello everybody, bendiciones. So yesterday was the second full moon in Aquarius. So when there's two full moons that are in the same sign, it's known as a blue moon. So you know that old expression where they say once in a blue moon, well that's where it comes from. Because the lunar cycle is not the same as the solar cycle. So we know the solar cycle starts on January 1st, New Year's Day, right? There's a reason why it's New Year's Day and ends, December 31st. That's the time it takes for the Earth to travel around the sun. The lunar cycle is different because it is on a 28-day cycles. And I know for my ladies watching, you know that what is tied to the lunar cycle, your own personal cycle of womanhood. Um, so usually it's like 28 and a half days, 28 to 28 and a half days. So that means there's 13 full moons in a calendar year and 365 days. So a blue moon happens when there's two full moons in the same month or in the same sign. So there was a moon in Aquarius, a full moon in Aquarius last month in July, and a full moon in Aquarius this month on Sunday. All right, so they occurred in the same like time period. So it's something special, That's why I say once in a blue moon, all right. And I personally um, feel good because my moon sign is Aquarius, so the full moon was in Aquarius twice, so I feel extra good. So it's a good sign. So this moon was all about letting go of a lot of things. And the cards that I picked for this oracle kind of reflect that, um, and so forth. So let's get right to it. Okay. So the first card is called cleaning house. Now, this can mean cleansing on many levels. It could literally mean you need to clean the damn house, like vacuuming, dusting, all that. Because as above, so below. As the physical world goes, the spiritual world goes. Thank you for the hearts, everyone. I was going to point that out. I have to admit, I'm a fan of certain reality shows. And one of them is The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I admit, I am a fan. Um, and on this season, Paris Hilton's mom is on, Kathy Hilton. I always watch her lives, and she's like, "Let me see those hearts. Let me see those flurry of hearts." And now you're giving me the flurry of hearts. I feel like Paris Hilton's mom. It's like love her, love her. Um, I used to identify more with Lisa Rinna, but she be acting kind of shady lately, and that's not me. But I liked her loyalty, especially to her husband. When she throws that wine glass down, that is me. But y'all haven't seen that side. Some of you have, some of you may have. But it's a side that I don't like to bring out. It's very much like in Hera from Greek mythology when she's in her mode, like cities sink beneath the waves and everything. I'm kind of like identifying more with Kyle Richards these days. I don't know. There's something. She's classy, you know, and everything. So I don't know. Maybe archetype shift. But I enjoy the show. I know it's like especially scandalous this season too. But I enjoy watching it. Um, and so forth. I tried watching the other ones, like the Potomac one and the what's the other one? The Salt Lake City. I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a chance, but I don't know the Beverly Hills one. Uh, love it, love it. Okay, so cleaning house, okay, can refer to actual cleanliness. So the also again these old expressions, they never go out of style. Like my grandmother used to always say, cleanliness is next to godliness, right? So and again, like those celebrities that don't take a bath, I don't get that. Like they don't bathe themselves or their children. I do not understand that. No. Like, so like keeping your home clean, keeping yourself clean and everything, it's important to do these things because chaotic energies, negative energies love clutter, love dirt, love disorganization, love disorganized thoughts. So all of these things are connected. So um, usually, like the most important, keep your altars clean. You know, do your spiritual baths, do your spiritual cleansings whenever you feel that heaviness. Um, Especially if you do spiritual work for other people, it's important to cleanse yourself on the regular. Okay, so that is something important. So this is what the cleaning house is talking about. It's like whatever needs to go, let it go. Don't hoard it. And this goes for feelings. This goes for limiting beliefs that we may have. I just can't do this. Sakalo, take out, like, take out the trash. All right, so that's what this is. So that energy of the full moon in Aquarius, like Aquarius is the water bearer, right? It's washing, and we literally had like a tropical storm, a hurricane here on the East Coast. Didn't do much damage, thank God. But again, it's that washing away of things. Now we come to this part two, right? So I notice like when I do these, they usually make like logical sense. There's like a part one and a part two. So step one is to cleanse. Step two is what comes after. So after the cleansing comes the gardening, the gentle gardener. So that's about planting new things because again, as those old sayings say, nature abhors a vacuum. Okay, so you notice when you cleanse spiritually, like you get that feeling, that neutral kind of feeling afterwards. And they generally said to burn something sweet, or mop the floor with something sweet. So if you come especially from the Afro-Caribbean backgrounds or Afro-Brazilian backgrounds, we have like this concept of bitter herbs and sweet herbs. The bitter stuff always goes first. The cleansing stuff goes first. The sweetness comes afterwards. Why? When you remove the negative, you have to add the positive. When you subtract, you have to add. Because there has to be that balance, that equilibrium. As I say, nature abhors a vacuum. So when nature destroys, let's say, like there's a forest fire or something, after that fire is cleared, new plants will come in. Okay? So it's a cycle. And it's the same thing with as I said, this world mirrors the spiritual world. When you remove something negative, you have to add something positive back in. So that's what the gentle gardener is talking about. Like, what new things are you planting with your thoughts, with your emotions, with your goals, with your desires? So now that all the negativity has been stripped away, you have to now add something. It's a two-step process. It's always a two-step process. When you remove, you have to add. Okay? So that's what it's saying. Something is leaving, something is coming in. And that is always the way it is. When you cleanse your house, let's say, you remove it, then you bless it. You ask your ancestors, you ask your guides, you ask your deities, you ask your Orisha, whatever it is that you work with, to bless and to bring that prosperity and abundance and health and love and all of that. So it's always that two-step process, and that's important for us to remember, for all of us to remember. So that's what the full moon in Aquarius is saying for us to do. When we remove, we have to add. So I hope this helped, and I will see you all again at the new moon, which will be in Virgo. Okay, see you then. Love y'all.